Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s seem to move with the energy of someone decades younger? You've probably noticed them at the grocery store, at community events, or in your own neighborhood. Those remarkable individuals who radiate vitality while others their age struggle with fatigue and health issues. The difference isn't always genetics or expensive treatments. Sometimes the most powerful medicine comes from the most unexpected places. What if the secret to maintaining your strength, clarity, and independence as you age was sitting right there in your kitchen? What if nature had already provided everything you need to feel vibrant and energetic, regardless of the number on your birthday cake? The answer might surprise you more than you think. Your body changes as you age, and those changes can feel overwhelming and discouraging. Joint stiffness greets you each morning like an unwelcome visitor. Your energy levels fluctuate unpredictably, leaving you exhausted by activities that once felt effortless. Digestive issues become more frequent and troublesome, affecting not just your comfort, but your overall well-being. Sleep becomes elusive just when you need it most for recovery and restoration. Your immune system seems less reliable, making you more susceptible to illnesses that younger people shake off easily. These challenges can make you feel like your body is betraying you, stealing away the independence and vitality you've worked so hard to maintain. Many people accept these changes as inevitable parts of aging, resigning themselves to a gradual decline in health and energy. They reach for over-the-counter medications, expensive supplements, or complex treatment regimens that often come with side effects and complications. The medical system, while valuable, sometimes focuses more on managing symptoms than addressing root causes of age-related decline. You might find yourself taking multiple medications, each addressing a different symptom, without feeling truly healthy or energetic. The conventional approach often overlooks simple, natural solutions that have been hiding in plain sight. What if there was a different way to approach aging, one that worked with your body's natural healing abilities rather than against them? The ancient wisdom of using food as medicine has never been more relevant than it is today. Throughout history, different cultures have recognized that certain foods possess remarkable healing properties, especially for older adults facing the challenges of aging. Modern science is now confirming what traditional healers have known for centuries, that specific nutrients can act like natural medicine for your body. These aren't exotic superfoods that cost a fortune or require special preparation. They're common, accessible foods that you can find at any grocery store or local market. The key lies in knowing which ones to choose and how to use them consistently. When you understand how to harness these natural medicines, you can take control of your health in ways you never thought possible. Today, you're going to discover 7 remarkable fruits that can transform how you feel and function as you age. These aren't just any fruits. They're specific varieties that contain unique compounds proven to address the exact health challenges that concern you most. You'll learn how these natural medicines can reduce inflammation, boost your immune system, improve your digestion, support your heart and brain health, and help you maintain the energy and independence you value. More importantly, you'll see how simple it can be to incorporate these powerful foods into your daily routine. By the end of our time together, you'll have a clear roadmap for using nature's pharmacy to feel stronger, healthier, and more vibrant than you have in years. If you're ready to discover how simple changes can lead to remarkable improvements in your health and energy, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more practical wisdom. To help you see this more clearly, I want to tell you a story about 2 people whose lives were transformed by this very knowledge. This story begins at a bustling weekend farmers market, where colorful stalls overflow with fresh produce and the air buzzes with conversation and laughter. Among the vendors stands a remarkable man named Kai, a 72-year-old fruit seller, whose energy and vitality immediately catch the attention of everyone who passes his stall. His movements are fluid and purposeful, his posture straight and confident, and his eyes sparkle with a kind of alertness that many people half his age would envy. Customers often stop not just to buy his fruit, but to marvel at his obvious health and vigor. On this particular morning, his stall displays an especially vibrant array of cherries, kiwis, pomegranates, and other colorful fruits, each arranged with the care of someone who truly understands their value. Approaching Kai's stall with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism walks Phoenix, a 68-year-old man whose contrast to the vendor is immediately apparent. Phoenix moves slowly and carefully, his shoulders slightly hunched forward, pausing occasionally to stretch his back or rub his stiff joints. His face shows the weariness that comes from dealing with chronic discomfort and the frustration of feeling older than his years. He's heard about this energetic vendor from friends and decided to see for himself what all the talk was about. As Phoenix draws closer to the colorful display, he can't help but study Kai's movements, searching for some clue to explain the obvious difference between them. The two men are about to have a conversation that will change Phoenix's understanding of what's possible as we age. Phoenix stops in front of the vibrant display of fruits, his eyes scanning the perfectly arranged cherries, kiwis, and pomegranates. He watches as Kai effortlessly lifts heavy crates and arranges his produce with the agility of someone decades younger. After a few moments of observation, Phoenix can't contain his curiosity any longer. "Excuse me," he says, his voice carrying a note of genuine wonder. "I hope you don't mind me asking, but how old are you? You move like someone my son's age." Kai looks up from arranging a display of deep red cherries, his face breaking into a warm smile that reaches his bright eyes. "I'm 72, he replies with obvious pride, "though I understand why you might find that hard to believe." Phoenix shakes his head in amazement, unconsciously rubbing his lower back as he speaks. "I'm only 68, but I feel ancient. Compared to you, my joints ache every morning, I'm tired by noon, and my doctor keeps adding new medications to my list. What's your secret? Do you have some kind of special exercise routine or take expensive supplements?" Kai chuckles softly and gestures toward his colorful array of fruits. "My secret is much simpler than you might think, and it's probably more affordable than whatever you're spending on medications right now. Everything I need to stay healthy and energetic is right here in front of us." "Fruits?" Phoenix asks, his skepticism evident in his tone. "Come on, that can't be it. I eat fruit sometimes, an apple here, a banana there. It hasn't made any difference in how I feel." Kai nods understandingly, having heard this response many times before. "Not just any fruits, my friend. Specific fruits eaten in specific ways at specific times. Think of them as nature's medicine cabinet, each one designed to address the exact problems that concern people our age. The key is knowing which ones to choose and how to use them consistently." Phoenix leans forward slightly, his interest clearly piqued despite his initial doubt. "All right, I'll bite. What fruits are we talking about, and how exactly do they work?" Kai's eyes light up with enthusiasm as he reaches for a container of beautiful, deep red cherries. "Let me show you the first miracle worker in my daily routine. These aren't just any cherries, they're tart cherries, and they've literally changed my life." He holds up a handful of the glossy red fruit, their color so deep it's almost burgundy. "Every single morning, I eat a bowl of these, and they act like natural medicine for two of the biggest problems we face as we age. These little beauties are packed with compounds called anthocyanins," Kai continues, his voice taking on the tone of someone sharing precious knowledge. "Those are the natural chemicals that give them their deep red color. But here's what makes them so special for people like us. Anthocyanins are some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds found in nature. When you eat them regularly, they work throughout your body to reduce the inflammation that causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. Phoenix looks at the cherries with new interest, unconsciously flexing his stiff fingers. You mean these could help with my arthritis pain? Kai nods enthusiastically and sets the cherries down before demonstrating a series of fluid arm movements and gentle stretches. 5 years ago, I could barely lift these crates without my shoulders screaming in pain. My knees ached every time I climbed stairs, and getting out of bed in the morning was a struggle. I was taking anti-inflammatory medications daily, but they were hard on my stomach and didn't seem to help much anyway. He pauses his demonstration and looks directly at Phoenix. After 3 months of eating tart cherries every morning, the pain started to fade. After 6 months, I could move like this again. My doctor was amazed when my inflammation markers came back normal for the first time in years. But that's not even the best part, Kai continues, his excitement growing. These same anthocyanins also boost your body's natural production of melatonin. You know how hard it becomes to get good sleep as we get older? How you lie awake at night or wake up multiple times. The natural melatonin from tart cherries helps regulate your sleep cycle without the grogginess that comes from sleeping pills. Phoenix's eyes widen with recognition. I haven't had a full night's sleep in months. My doctor prescribed sleeping medication, but it makes me feel foggy the next day. Kai reaches for another container, this one filled with small, brown, fuzzy fruits. This brings me to the second game changer in my morning routine, kiwi fruit. Most people think oranges are the best source of vitamin C, but they're wrong. He takes a knife and cuts one of the kiwis in half, revealing the beautiful bright green flesh, dotted with tiny black seeds arranged in a perfect pattern. 2 of these little fruits contain more vitamin C than 3 oranges, but that's just the beginning of what makes them so special for seniors. Phoenix examines the cut kiwi, surprised by its vibrant appearance. I've never really paid attention to these. They always seemed exotic and expensive. Kai laughs and shakes his head. They're actually quite affordable, especially considering how much medicine you get in each one. The vitamin C boost is crucial for our immune systems, which naturally become less efficient as we age. But kiwis have something even more valuable, a unique enzyme called actinidin that you won't find in other fruits. Actinidin is like having a digestive assistant working in your stomach, Kai explains, scooping out some of the kiwi flesh with a spoon. As we get older, our digestive systems slow down. Food sits in our stomachs longer, we get bloated more easily, and constipation becomes a regular problem. This enzyme breaks down proteins more efficiently and helps everything move through your system the way it should. He pauses to let Phoenix absorb this information. Before I started eating 2 kiwis every morning, I was constantly dealing with digestive issues. Antacids were always in my pocket, and I was embarrassed by how often I felt uncomfortable after eating. Phoenix nods knowingly. I can relate to that. My doctor says it's just part of getting older, but it's affecting my quality of life. I'm afraid to eat certain foods because I know how they'll make me feel. Kai's expression becomes more serious and compassionate. That's exactly why I'm so passionate about sharing this information. You don't have to accept digestive problems as inevitable. Within 2 weeks of adding kiwis to my morning routine, I noticed my digestion becoming more regular and comfortable. The bloating decreased, and I could enjoy meals again without worrying about the consequences. The fiber in kiwis is also special, Kai continues, cutting another kiwi to show Phoenix the seeds. Both the flesh and these tiny seeds provide different types of fiber that feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, stronger immunity, and improved mood. Most people don't realize how connected gut health is to overall well-being, especially as we age. Phoenix looks thoughtful. My daughter is always talking about gut health, but I thought it was just another health fad. Kai reaches for his third and most impressive fruit, a large, round pomegranate with deep red skin. This is where things get really interesting. Pomegranates have been called the fruit of life in many cultures, and modern science is proving they deserve that reputation. He takes a knife and carefully cuts the pomegranate open, revealing chambers filled with jewel-like red arrows that glisten in the morning light. And these aren't just beautiful, they're packed with some of the most powerful antioxidants known to science. The key compounds in pomegranates are called punicalagins, Kai says, scooping out a handful of the ruby red arrows. These antioxidants are so potent that they can cross the blood-brain barrier, which means they can directly protect your brain cells from damage and inflammation. For seniors, this translates to better memory, clearer thinking, and protection against cognitive decline. Phoenix's attention sharpens noticeably. Memory issues run in my family. My father had dementia, and I'm terrified of following the same path. Kai's expression becomes more gentle and understanding. I had the same fears. I was starting to forget customers' names, losing track of orders, and struggling to remember simple tasks. It was frightening and embarrassing. My wife was worried, and so was I. He holds up the pomegranate arrows, their red color catching the light. After 6 months of eating pomegranate every morning, my mental clarity returned. I can remember customer preferences, keep track of multiple conversations, and my wife says I'm sharper than I've been in years. But pomegranates don't just protect your brain, Kai continues, his enthusiasm building again. Those same punicalagins support heart health by improving blood flow and helping to keep arteries flexible. They can help lower blood pressure naturally and reduce the risk of heart disease. My cardiologist was amazed at my latest test results. My blood pressure is better now than it was 10 years ago, and I've been able to reduce one of my heart medications with my doctor's approval. Phoenix stares at the 3 fruits displayed before him, the deep red cherries, the vibrant green kiwis, and the jewel-like pomegranate arrows. This seems almost too simple to be true. You're telling me that eating these 3 fruits every morning has replaced multiple medications and made you feel decades younger? Kai nods solemnly. I understand your skepticism. I felt the same way when someone first told me about this. But I was desperate enough to try anything, and the results spoke for themselves. The key is consistency, Kai emphasizes, beginning to package some of each fruit for Phoenix. This isn't about eating them occasionally when you remember or when they're convenient. It's about making them part of your morning routine, just like brushing your teeth or taking your vitamins. I eat my cherries first, then the kiwis, then the pomegranate arrows, every single morning, without exception. Phoenix watches as Kai carefully selects the best specimens of each fruit. How long before you noticed a difference? Some changes happened quickly. Within the first week, my sleep improved and my digestion felt better, Kai replies thoughtfully. The joint pain took longer, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, before I really noticed a significant difference. The mental clarity and energy improvements were gradual, but steady over several months. The important thing is not to give up too quickly. Your body needs time to heal and restore itself. He hands Phoenix 3 bags containing the carefully selected fruits. Start with small amounts and gradually increase as your body adjusts. Phoenix accepts the bags, feeling their weight in his hands. What about side effects or interactions with medications? I'm taking quite a few prescriptions. Kai's expression becomes more serious. That's a smart question, and it's why you should talk to your doctor about making these changes. Most of these fruits are generally safe for everyone, but it's always wise to keep your healthcare team informed, especially if you're on blood thinners or other medications that might be affected by increased antioxidant intake. I'll start tomorrow morning, Phoenix says with newfound determination. What's the worst that could happen? At my age, I figure I have nothing to lose and potentially everything to gain. Kai smiles broadly and extends his hand for a firm handshake. That's exactly the attitude that will serve you well. Come back and see me in a month and let me know how you're feeling. I have a feeling you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the changes you experience. As Phoenix walks away from the stall, carrying his bags of potential transformation, Kai watches with the satisfaction of someone who has just shared life-changing knowledge. The interaction between these two men illustrates something profound about the power of simple, natural solutions to complex, age-related health challenges. Phoenix arrived at the market feeling defeated by his declining health and resigned to accepting limitations as inevitable parts of aging. He left with hope, a practical plan, and the beginning of a new understanding about what's possible when we work with our bodies instead of against them. What makes this story so powerful is not just the specific fruits that Kai recommended, but the underlying principle that our bodies have a remarkable capacity for healing and renewal when given the right tools. The 3 fruits that transformed Kai's life: tart cherries for inflammation and sleep, kiwis for digestion and immunity, and pomegranates for brain and heart health, represent a simple but scientifically backed approach to addressing the most common concerns of aging adults. The conversation also highlights the importance of consistency and patience when making natural health changes. Unlike pharmaceutical interventions that often provide immediate but temporary relief, natural approaches typically work more gradually but address root causes rather than just symptoms. Kai's transformation didn't happen overnight, but the improvements were sustainable and came without the side effects that often accompany traditional medications. Perhaps most importantly, this encounter demonstrates how knowledge sharing between peers can be more powerful than advice from healthcare professionals who may not have personal experience with the challenges of aging. Kai's credibility came not from his medical credentials, but from his obvious vitality and his willingness to share practical, affordable solutions that had worked in his own life. The story also illustrates the psychological component of health transformation. Phoenix's initial skepticism gave way to hope and determination when he saw living proof that change was possible. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is simply believing that improvement is achievable and having a clear path forward. If you're inspired by what you've learned so far, please subscribe to our channel for more practical wisdom about aging with vitality and purpose. To help you see this more clearly, I want to tell you another story that demonstrates how professional guidance can transform skepticism into understanding and action. This story takes place in a completely different setting, but reinforces the same powerful principles about nature's ability to heal and restore health in our later years. The setting shifts from the bustling energy of a weekend market to the quiet, controlled environment of a senior living facility where residents gather for meals and educational programs designed to support their health and well-being. In the spacious dining room of this well-appointed facility, residents sit at round tables, covered with crisp white tablecloths, the afternoon sunlight streaming through large windows that overlook carefully maintained gardens. Today is special because Sage, the facility's head nutritionist, has organized a presentation about therapeutic nutrition for seniors. Sage is a 45-year-old professional with years of experience helping older adults optimize their health through dietary choices. Her reputation for practical, science-based advice has made her presentations popular among residents who are eager to take control of their health. Among the gathered residents sits Harold, a 74-year-old former engineer whose analytical mind has made him skeptical of what he calls health fads and miracle cures. Harold occupies a front-row seat, his arms crossed defensively across his chest, his expression one of polite but obvious doubt. He's only attending because the facility staff concerned about his declining health and frequent doctor visits, practically insisted he come. Harold has been dealing with recurring health issues that have left him frustrated with both conventional medicine and alternative approaches. Sage stands at the front of the room, her presentation materials arranged on a table beside her, including several bowls of fresh fruits that catch the light beautifully. She begins her talk with a warm smile and an understanding tone. I know some of you might be thinking that what I'm about to share sounds too simple to be effective. Many of you have tried various approaches to improve your health, and some may have left you disappointed. Today, I want to share scientific evidence about specific fruits that can address the exact health challenges that concern most seniors. Harold shifts in his seat, his engineer's mind already preparing counter-arguments, but something in Sage's professional demeanor and confident presentation style keeps his attention. Sage continues, "The fruits I'm going to discuss aren't exotic superfoods that cost a fortune. They're common, accessible options that you can find at any grocery store. What makes them special is the specific compounds they contain and how those compounds address age-related health issues with remarkable precision." Sage reaches for a bowl filled with small, deep red berries that many in the audience recognize. Let's start with cranberries. Fresh cranberries, not the dried, sugar-laden versions you might be familiar with. These little red powerhouses contain compounds called proanthocyanidins that have a very specific and valuable function for seniors. She holds up a handful of the tart berries, their deep red color vibrant against her palm. Urinary tract infections become increasingly common as we age, especially for women, but men aren't immune to these uncomfortable and potentially serious conditions. Harold interrupts, his voice carrying a note of personal frustration. "I've been dealing with recurring UTIs for the past year. My doctor keeps prescribing antibiotics, but they seem to come back as soon as I finish the treatment. The antibiotics are harsh on my system, and I'm worried about developing resistance." Sage nods sympathetically, having heard this concern from many residents. That's exactly why cranberries are so valuable. The proanthocyanidins they contain prevent harmful bacteria from adhering to the walls of your urinary tract. Instead of trying to kill bacteria after they've established an infection, cranberries prevent the bacteria from taking hold in the first place. Think of it like creating a non-stick surface in your urinary tract, Sage explains, using an analogy that resonates with her audience. The bacteria simply can't grab onto the walls and establish colonies. Studies have shown that people who consume fresh cranberries or pure cranberry juice daily can reduce their UTI recurrence by up to 70%. This means fewer antibiotics, fewer doctor visits, and significantly less discomfort. Harold's expression begins to soften as he processes this scientific explanation. How much would I need to eat, and how quickly might I see results? Sage sets down the cranberries and picks up a beautiful golden yellow pear from another bowl. Before we discuss dosages, let me introduce you to another remarkable fruit that addresses one of the most common and uncomfortable issues seniors face: digestive problems. She cuts the pear into sections, revealing its crisp, white flesh dotted with small, dark seeds. Pears are exceptional because they contain both soluble and insoluble fiber in perfect proportions, plus they're incredibly gentle on sensitive digestive systems. As we age, our digestive systems become less efficient, Sage continues, her voice taking on an educational tone. Food moves more slowly through our intestines. Beneficial gut bacteria decrease, and we become more prone to constipation, bloating, and irregular bowel movements. Pears address these issues through multiple mechanisms. She points to the flesh of the pear. The soluble fiber dissolves in water to form a gel-like substance that helps regulate blood sugar levels and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. The insoluble fiber adds bulk to stool and helps everything move through your system more efficiently. A resident from the back of the room calls out, "I've tried fiber supplements, but they make me feel worse, more bloated and gassy." Sage nods understandingly. That's because many fiber supplements are concentrated and can be harsh on sensitive systems. The fiber in pears is naturally balanced and comes packaged with water, natural sugars and other compounds that make it gentle and effective. Plus, pears contain pectin, a special type of soluble fiber that has been shown to help lower cholesterol levels naturally. Harold leans forward slightly, his interest clearly growing. "My cholesterol numbers have been creeping up, and my doctor wants to add another medication to my regimen. I'm already taking so many pills that I feel like a walking pharmacy." Sage smiles encouragingly. The pectin in pears works by binding to cholesterol in your digestive tract and helping your body eliminate it before it can be absorbed into your bloodstream. Studies have shown that people who eat 2 pears daily can see meaningful improvements in their cholesterol profiles within 8 weeks. Sage reaches for her next fruit, several oval-shaped purple-skinned plums that look ripe and inviting. This brings me to plums, which address another issue that affects nearly 80% of seniors but is rarely discussed openly: constipation and irregular bowel movements. She cuts one of the plums open, revealing the golden flesh inside. Plums contain natural sorbitol, which acts as a gentle, natural laxative without the harsh effects of over-the-counter medications. Many seniors rely on laxatives that can become habit-forming and actually make the problem worse over time, Sage explains, her tone becoming more serious. Sorbitol works differently. It draws water into your intestines, softening stool and promoting natural, comfortable bowel movements. Unlike pharmaceutical laxatives, sorbitol doesn't cause dependency or cramping. She holds up the plum flesh. Plums also contain chlorogenic acid, which helps regulate blood sugar spikes after meals. This is particularly important for seniors who may be dealing with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. An elderly woman near the front raises her hand. "I've been struggling with constipation for years, and my doctor says it's just part of aging. I take laxatives regularly, but they're unpredictable and sometimes cause urgency at inconvenient times." Sage's expression becomes compassionate. You don't have to accept constipation as inevitable. 2 or 3 plums daily can provide gentle, predictable relief, while also giving you sustained energy throughout the day. The natural sugars in plums are released slowly, preventing the energy crashes that can come with processed foods. Harold speaks up again, his analytical mind clearly engaged. "This is starting to make sense from a biochemical standpoint. You're describing targeted solutions rather than general nutritional advice. What's the next fruit, and what specific problem does it address?" Sage's eyes light up with appreciation for his engaged approach. "I'm glad you're thinking about this scientifically. The final fruit I want to discuss is grapefruit, specifically the pink and red varieties, which contain compounds that can revolutionize how seniors process medications and maintain metabolic health." Sage picks up a large pink grapefruit and cuts it in half, revealing the beautiful rose-colored segments inside. Grapefruit contains a unique compound called naringenin, which has 2 remarkable properties for seniors. First, it improves insulin sensitivity, helping your body process blood sugar more effectively. Second, it supports liver detoxification, which becomes increasingly important as we age and especially when we're taking multiple medications. She scoops out a section of the grapefruit, showing its juicy, vibrant flesh. Your liver is responsible for processing everything that enters your body, including medications, environmental toxins, and metabolic waste products, Sage continues. As we age, liver function naturally declines, which can lead to medication side effects, fatigue, and a general feeling of sluggishness. The naringenin in pink and red grapefruit helps optimize liver function, potentially reducing medication side effects and improving overall energy levels. Harold's attention sharpens noticeably. I've been feeling increasingly tired and foggy, and my doctor thinks it might be related to all the medications I'm taking. Sage nods knowingly. That's a common issue for seniors taking multiple medications. Enhanced liver function can help your body process medications more efficiently, potentially reducing side effects and improving how you feel overall. Some people find they can work with their doctors to reduce certain medications as their natural health improves. She pauses to make eye contact with Harold. However, grapefruit does interact with certain medications, particularly some blood pressure medications, cholesterol drugs, and blood thinners. This is why it's crucial to work with your healthcare team when adding grapefruit to your routine. The insulin sensitivity benefits are equally important, Sage continues. Many seniors develop insulin resistance, which can lead to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and increased cardiovascular risk. The naringenin in grapefruit helps your cells respond more effectively to insulin, improving blood sugar control and reducing inflammation throughout your body. She sets down the grapefruit and looks around the room. Half a grapefruit daily, preferably the pink or red varieties, can provide these benefits. The key is consistency and working with your doctor to monitor any medication interactions. Harold uncrosses his arms for the first time since the presentation began, his posture becoming more open and engaged. Dr. Sage, I have to admit I came here expecting to hear the usual vague advice about eating more fruits and vegetables. Instead, you've presented specific, scientifically backed solutions to the exact problems I'm dealing with. How do I get started, and how do I know if these approaches are working? Sage smiles warmly, clearly pleased by his transformation from skeptic to engaged participant. I'm so glad you asked, Harold. The key to success with therapeutic nutrition is creating a systematic approach and tracking your progress objectively, Sage responds. I recommend starting with one fruit at a time, adding a new one each week to see how your body responds. Begin with cranberries for UTI prevention, add pears for digestive health, then plums for regularity, and finally grapefruit for metabolic support, but only after checking with your doctor about potential medication interactions. She pulls out a notebook from her materials. I also recommend keeping a simple health journal to track changes in your energy levels, sleep quality, digestive comfort, and any symptoms you're currently experiencing. Most importantly, Sage continues, work with your healthcare team throughout this process. Share what you're doing with your doctor and ask for follow-up lab work to track objective improvements in inflammation markers, cholesterol levels, blood sugar control, and liver function. These measurements will give you concrete evidence of how these natural approaches are supporting your health. Harold nods enthusiastically. That appeals to my engineering background. I want measurable results, not just subjective feelings. Sage reaches into her bag and pulls out several printed handouts. I've prepared information sheets for each fruit we discussed today, including optimal serving sizes, preparation methods, and potential medication interactions. I'll also be available for individual consultations to help you develop a personalized plan that works with your specific health conditions and medications. She hands Harold a complete set of the materials. Harold, would you be interested in working with me to develop a customized approach based on your particular health concerns? Harold accepts the materials, his earlier skepticism completely replaced by genuine enthusiasm. Absolutely. I've been frustrated by the side effects of my current medications and the feeling that I'm just managing symptoms rather than addressing root causes. This approach makes sense to me because it's based on biochemistry and addresses specific mechanisms rather than offering vague promises. He flips through the handouts, his analytical mind already processing the information. When can we schedule a consultation to develop my personalized plan? Let's meet next week to review your current medications, health concerns, and goals, Sage replies. We'll create a step-by-step plan for incorporating these therapeutic fruits into your routine, and I'll help you track your progress over the coming months. I have a feeling you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how much better you can feel when you give your body the right tools to heal and function optimally. Harold stands up, extending his hand for a firm handshake. Thank you for opening my mind to possibilities I hadn't considered. I'm ready to take a more active role in my health. As the presentation concludes and residents begin to disperse, Harold remains seated, carefully reviewing the materials Sage provided. His transformation from skeptical observer to engaged participant illustrates something profound about the power of scientific education combined with practical application. Harold arrived at the presentation expecting to hear generic health advice that would offer little real benefit. Instead, he discovered targeted, evidence-based solutions to specific health challenges that had been diminishing his quality of life. The interaction between Sage and Harold demonstrates the importance of professional guidance when making significant dietary changes, especially for seniors taking multiple medications. Sage's approach combined scientific credibility with practical wisdom, addressing not just what to eat, but how to integrate these changes safely with existing medical treatments. Her emphasis on tracking progress and working with healthcare providers shows how natural and conventional approaches can complement rather than compete with each other. Harold's transformation also highlights how skepticism can be a valuable starting point when it leads to careful evaluation of evidence rather than automatic rejection of new ideas. His engineering background actually served him well in understanding the biochemical mechanisms behind each fruit's therapeutic effects. When presented with logical, science-based explanations, his analytical mind recognized the potential value of these natural approaches. The story illustrates that successful health transformation often requires both knowledge and support. Harold gained the knowledge he needed from Sage's presentation, but equally important was her offer of ongoing consultation and guidance. This professional support system increased his confidence in making changes and provided accountability for maintaining new habits over time. Perhaps most significantly, this encounter demonstrates how education can transform resignation into empowerment. Harold had accepted his declining health as an inevitable part of aging, feeling frustrated by the side effects of multiple medications, but seeing no alternatives. Sage's presentation showed him that he had more control over his health than he realized, and that natural solutions could address his specific concerns effectively and safely. The 4 fruits featured in Sage's presentation, cranberries, pears, plums, and grapefruit, represent a comprehensive approach to the most common health challenges facing seniors. Each fruit addresses specific mechanisms of age-related decline, from urinary tract health to digestive function, blood sugar control, and liver detoxification. Together, they offer a natural pharmacy that can complement traditional medical care, while reducing dependence on medications that often come with unwanted side effects. If you found this story as compelling as Harold did and want to learn more about natural approaches to healthy aging, please give this video a like to help others discover this valuable information. These 2 powerful stories reveal a fundamental truth about aging that many people never discover: that nature has provided us with everything we need to maintain vitality, health, and independence well into our later years. The 7 miracle fruits that transformed both Kai's and Harold's lives represent a complete natural pharmacy designed specifically for the challenges we face as we age. Let me share with you the complete list of these remarkable foods and how they can revolutionize your health when used consistently as part of your daily routine. First, we have tart cherries, nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory medicine for seniors. These deep red fruits contain anthocyanins that work throughout your body to reduce joint pain, stiffness and swelling, while naturally boosting your melatonin production for better sleep quality. Eat a handful every morning to experience reduced arthritis pain and more restful nights without the side effects of pharmaceutical sleep aids. Second, kiwi fruit serves as your digestive and immune system champion. 2 kiwis provide more vitamin C than 3 oranges, while delivering the unique enzyme actinidin that helps break down proteins and regulate bowel movements. The fiber and seeds in kiwis feed beneficial gut bacteria, improving nutrient absorption and overall digestive comfort that becomes increasingly important as we age. Third, pomegranates offer unparalleled protection for your brain and heart. The ruby red arils contain punicalagins, potent antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier to protect against cognitive decline while supporting cardiovascular health by improving blood flow and helping maintain healthy blood pressure levels. Regular consumption can sharpen your memory and reduce your risk of heart disease. Fourth, fresh cranberries provide targeted protection for your urinary tract health. The pro-anthocyanidins in these tart berries prevent harmful bacteria from adhering to urinary tract walls, dramatically reducing your risk of UTIs and decreasing dependence on antibiotics that can disrupt your body's natural balance. Fifth, pears deliver gentle but powerful digestive support through their perfect balance of soluble and insoluble fiber. The pectin in pears naturally lowers cholesterol levels while promoting healthy gut bacteria and comfortable, regular bowel movements without the harsh effects of pharmaceutical laxatives. Sixth, plums offer natural regularity through their sorbitol content, which acts as a gentle laxative while providing sustained energy through their natural sugars. The chlorogenic acid in plums helps regulate blood sugar spikes, making them particularly valuable for seniors managing diabetes or pre-diabetes. Seventh, pink and red grapefruit support your body's detoxification processes through naringenin, which improves insulin sensitivity and enhances liver function. This helps your body process medications more efficiently while reducing side effects and improving overall energy levels, though you must work with your doctor due to potential medication interactions. The power of these 7 fruits lies not just in their individual benefits, but in how they work together to address the complete spectrum of age-related health challenges. When consumed consistently as part of your morning routine, they create a synergistic effect that can transform how you feel and function. Kai's energy and vitality at 72 and Harold's newfound hope and determination demonstrate that declining health is not an inevitable part of aging when you give your body the right tools. The key to success with this natural approach is consistency and patience. Start your day with these fruits, just as Kai demonstrated at the farmer's market. Begin with small amounts and gradually increase as your body adjusts. Track your progress through improvements in sleep quality, energy levels, joint comfort, digestive regularity, and mental clarity. Work with your healthcare team to monitor objective measures like inflammation markers, cholesterol levels, and blood pressure. Remember that these fruits work best when consumed fresh and whole rather than in processed forms or supplements. The natural packaging of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and water in whole fruits provides optimal absorption and effectiveness. Prepare them the night before if mornings are busy, but make this routine as non-negotiable as any medication your doctor. As prescribed, both Kai and Harold discovered that taking control of their health through natural means gave them something more valuable than just physical improvements. It restored their sense of agency and hope about the future. Instead of feeling like passive victims of aging, they became active participants in their own health and vitality. Now I want to ask you directly, How are you going to apply these lessons to your own life? Will you continue accepting declining health as inevitable, or will you take action to reclaim the vitality that's rightfully yours? What would your life look like if you woke up each morning with more energy, clearer thinking, and greater comfort in your body? The choice is yours, and the tools are now in your hands. These 7 miracle fruits are waiting for you at your local grocery store or farmer's market. They're affordable, accessible, and backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science. The question isn't whether they can help you. The question is whether you're ready to help yourself by making the simple but profound changes that can transform your remaining years into the healthiest and most vibrant of your life. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Choose wisely, choose consistently, and choose to age with the dignity, vitality, and independence you deserve. If this message has inspired you to take action for your health and future, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing wisdom about aging with purpose and vitality.